Thanks for joining me for another episode of Strategic Targeting Podcast. Now, this is the show where we take a step back from the tactical work that we all do every day and focus more on the strategies that will make us more successful. Now, when it comes to successful executives, I don't know anybody better than Laura Lasher. Now, she started out as a salesperson on the real estate side, moved over to home finance, grew up until she became the president of a mortgage division for a regional bank. And now she's founded Worthy Performance Group. She's helping companies find out how to formalize mentoring programs so that they can build stronger teams. And to find out more about that right after this. Laura, thanks for agreeing to be on the show. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you, Rick.
So, before we get started, just tell me a little bit about what you're doing at Worthy.
Our goals are to help companies tremendously speed up their processes to get people trained, onboarded, mentored, coached into increasing their business.
Why did you think now was the right time to start focusing on these issues?
I feel we're seeing the fabric of companies and leadership change. I'm sure you would agree with that. Part of it may be the industries that we've been involved with. Part of it may be technology, some of the hybrids that people have been involved with. And so we really need to bring back the people part of the business, helping people grow. People build companies, not companies build people, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think a lot of executives understand the importance of recruiting and finding the right people, but do many of them have formalized mentoring programs in place?
We don't even see companies having a formal training
Hmm.
in place, then from training to mentoring and then into coaching. So there's those three levels that are so important. If people are bought into the company and bought into the vision, great. How do you help them? And how does that help the whole team? How does that help your business?
Well, I didn't realize that. So mentoring is actually a level above basic training when you're bringing in new people. Yeah. All right. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So talk to us about the risks of not looking at this strategically and setting up those formal mentoring programs.
By not getting something in place, what's the message you're giving your team? Also, what are the gaps that you're letting other companies take advantage of? If you have the people, the superstars in your company, or you need those superstars in your company, how are you going to get them? I think it's a reflection, a discovery to work through with your teams and your leadership.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get it. Now, what are the benefits that this gives? Because it seems like this is an additional step companies are going to have to lean into. It's an additional type of, I don't know, are they even going to have to set up a new department for this? What are the benefits if they do this?
It's a totally a culture piece. That's how I feel. If you're really investing into your company and wanting it to grow and wanting a great culture and retention, that is your price that you're going to have to pay. And every company is going to be a little bit different. They may have great people on their teams right now that can mentor. Think about replacing yourself. Think about the value and the skills that you bring and the culture, the atmosphere, the care for your employees, what you bring to the table right now. How much does that cost if that walks out the door?
But
Mhm.
you're in kind of a unique position, Laura, because you've got experience that a lot of companies lack. So when you come in to a new company and you see that they do not have a formalized mentoring program available, are there steps that you always take? How does that work?
Discovery. Most of what we do, people already know what they need to do. It's they don't know how to do it. They know what's needed or they see where their gaps are And what we want to bring to the table is here are some things to put into place. You may already have that great mentor. You might already have that leader. How can we help that leader develop? Mentoring is not just for the mentee, also the mentee helps the mentor.
I like that. Now, can you go into a company and tell if they have a culture that fosters mentorship? Can you see what are the signs of a company that has that?
I would say that turnover is probably one of the biggest pieces. If they don't have a teamwork mentors, I think your turnover is going to be piece, or your profits. Maybe you've had some fabulous years, and your profits your are retracting versus expanding. I think there's just KPIs that you can put into place, key performance indicators that will help you understand part of that. And a lot of it is, how do you talk to your people? How do you work with them? Is it just, here's our meeting, here's our 5 bullet points, now go do it?
Right.
Or do you actually ask people, how do you feel this could be better? What's working well? Let's work on strengths.
I love this, Laura. I can see I'm going to have you back on the show again. I want to find out more
Mhm.
about this. We've been visiting with Laura Lasher. She's the founder of Worthy Performance Group. Laura, thanks for being with me today.
Thank you, Rick.